Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me for another episode on Word Thinkers. If this is your first time, my name is Sibiu, and today we are going to jump into the topic of Bushiri's extradition and also the issue of the interview that he did yesterday. And so, what we are going to take a look at is whether what he's talking about is it subjective, where it means it's based on personal opinion, or it's based on how he feels, or is it objective, where we take it by the actual fact and the measures that is put in place. And so we are going to weigh in the two. So I want us to look at a portion of the interview. We will be back here and discuss our viewpoint from there on. And so I just feel like in this interview, I want to be fair to him. Yes, he's stating whatever went on his side, but he's painting South Africa to be a very, unfair country. And I feel that is not a good representation of what he's talking about when it comes to South Africa. I don't think he's doing a very good job in presenting South Africa. And me, myself, I had an opportunity to play in South Africa. I even have documentation. I have an ID. I have residency of South Africa. So I've stayed there for quite some time. Never experienced what he's talking about. And I've been there for a couple of years. So I don't know what he's talking about when it comes to law business. I never had the opportunity to run into the law with the funny things that has been going on. But this is not about me. It's about him. So let's jump in straight into today's video and take a look at what he had to say when...
are there in South Africa, and their own leaders are not having the trust in the judicial system of South Africa, and so do I.
So it is clear, Prophet, that you're not going to tell us how you got yourself to Malawi, but what was your expectation when you're coming to Malawi? Like you said, Malawi is your home. You are a citizen of Malawi, and here you are. What was your expectation to say, okay, I'm not going to receive fair trial in South Africa, therefore, I don't know what's the right word to use, whether to flee to Malawi, to go back to your home.
Yeah, let me tell you, if I really wanted to run away, I wouldn't have run to Malawi. That's why I said I didn't run away. Running away, you don't run to a place where you can be found. This is not running away.
Is it not just disclosing? Is it just disclosing to say, I am no longer here, but I am...
No, that's the same thing. I didn't run away, I came here. Let me tell you, our country can be poor. We can be regarded as a poor country. But trust me, on judicial system, the judicial system of this country is respected across the globe. And it is that brought me back home. I said, I have a country where they respect the rights of people and the constitution is respected. And that's why I came here. And
so welcome back, guys. So what I want us to address today is whether what he said was subjective, meaning that is based on his personal experience, his judgment, his feeling, and his point of view, or it is objective, where it is based on actual fact, where it's based on the observation and the measures that the government put in place. And so meaning that, let's make an example. If it was somebody else, because remember he was asked, how did you leave the country? He failed to answer that question. Until today, he refuses to answer that question because in his mind, running away is considered running from the globe. You can't be found. But in any case, whether you run from a country or from a place, it's still considered run because the law required you to stay at one place, not to go anywhere. Your passport was confiscated. All the regulations was put in place, bail conditions was put in place, and you failed to adhere to all of those things. You jump the country, you skip bail, and you run away, and you now make it a subjective thing where it's based upon your judgment, your feeling. And that's where I feel like a man of God today is jumping, jumping responsibility, jumping consequences, jumping objective issues. And what I mean about objective issues, it is that when I do the same things he did, I expect the same judgment that was put in place for somebody that breaks those laws. And so that is the exact same things, because now what is happening now, there is an unfair ruling between citizens in a particular judgment when it comes to laws. Because if let me make an example. If the stop sign, if the highway speed limit is 120 and I drive 400, and then at the end of the day, when I get stopped by the police, I don't expect them to write me a ticket, because it's subjective. It is not based on things that was put in place, measures that was put in place. It is not an objective. It is not an absolute. It's relative to the fact that I will just decide not to pay it because it doesn't exist. That is exactly what he's doing. And so I feel that at the end of the day, he's jumping the gun. He's jumping responsibilities. He's jumping the fact to even answer the questions which is relevant, that has been placed in front of him, by just giving us straight answers and telling us that, yeah, you have run away for this particular region. Although he's painting South Africa to be a very bad country and stuff like that, which I feel it has no place, because he starts talking about Malawi's poor and all these kind of things, which is unnecessary. It's out of place. We didn't ask those things. We asked you to explain why you jumped your bail conditions, why you went to another country. And for a leader, it is just taking responsibilities to answer the questions that was placed in front of you. And I noticed in the last interview where he did on ETV, he did exactly the same thing. He started talking about the Queen of England, things that is not relevant to the questions that was placed to him. And that's what he does. He does it very good. He jumps the gun and feels like he has no responsibility, obligation to answer anything. And so at the end of the day, guys, that is some of your leaders. Those is something that you can consider at the end of the day. Do I still have somebody that I follow? But in any case, I just wanted to point that out and to say that this guy is basing this whole thing based off his opinion, his feeling, his judgment. So basically at the end of the day, what we can conclude is that he is the government of his life. So he decides whether he'll go to jail or not, or whatever the case might be. Until next time, guys, do make sure to check out the pinned comments to see if there's any other videos that was posted today, and I'll catch you on those ones. Until next time, may God bless you and may God keep you. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos.